The Saturn threshold, a Astro-Political forecast for 2026 to 2040, by Professor Paisian, Department of Transdisciplinary Studies, Blackwood University. This paper employs astrological historiography to theorize the major geopolitical and socioeconomic shifts of the period 2026 to 2040. Central to this analysis is Pluto's epochal ingress into Aquarius, an event that will dismantle the decaying structures of the Pluto and Capricorn era 2008 to 2024 and catalyze a protracted struggle between technocratic authoritarianism and radical network-based liberation. This transition, exacerbated by a pivotal Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Aries and the Uranus and Gemini cycle, will redefine the nature of governance, conflict, and human identity. We are not entering a mere decade of change, but a fundamental recalibration of the global order. If history is a language, then the planets are its grammar. The period of 2026 to 2040 will be one of the most grammatically significant in modern history, a sentence punctuated by revolutionary full stops and explosive new clauses. The foundational energy of this era is the transit of Pluto into Aquarius, 2024 with sustained ingress 2024 to 2044. Pluto, the lord of the underworld, represents death, rebirth, and raw transformative power. Capricorn, which it transited from 2008 to 2024, governs structures, institutions, and traditional authority. Its passage there saw the near collapse of the global financial system, the erosion of trust in governments and institutions, and the rise of a profoundly unequal oligarchic class. As Pluto moves into Aquarius, the house of networks, technology, collective humanity, and revolution, it will systematically dismantle the crumbling Capricornian edifice. This will not be a gentle process. Pluto's method is cathartic and violent. We should anticipate the crises of techno-feudalism, a fierce battle over digital sovereignty. We will see the rise of powerful AI-driven state surveillance systems, Pluto as control, competing with decentralized blockchain-based autonomous organizations, Aquarius as liberation. The very concept of the nation-state will be challenged by network states and global digital collectives. Revolutionary upheavals. The Aquarian desire for freedom and equality, when catalyzed by Pluto, becomes an unstoppable revolutionary force. Around 2026 to 2028, as Pluto firmly establishes itself in Aquarius, we will likely witness a series of global youth-led uprisings, potentially centered on climate justice and digital rights, that will make the Arab Spring appear provincial. These will be enabled by new encrypted communication technologies that states will struggle to control. The initial trigger for this period of instability can be pinpointed to the Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Aries, February 2026. This is a critical configuration. Saturn is structure, reality, and boundaries. Neptune is dissolution, fog, and idealism. In Aries, the sign of the self, action, and aggression, this conjunction creates a crisis of identity and purpose. The fog of war intensifies. This alignment suggests a significant military crisis, likely involving non-state actors or asymmetric warfare, where the lines of conflict are blurred. Neptune. It could manifest as a devastating cyber attack on critical infrastructure that is never formally claimed, or a series of biological, chemical incidents that create widespread panic and confusion. The who and why will be unclear, but the Saturnian response will be concrete, harsh, and potentially authoritarian. The collapse of failed ideals, nation-states built on fragile or illusory identities. Neptune will face severe structural crises. Saturn. This could involve the further balkanization of the European Union project under populist pressure, or a profound constitutional crisis within the United States, where the idea of America faces a Saturnine reality check. Simultaneously, the transit of Uranus and Gemini, 2025 to 2033, will revolutionize the domains of the third house, communication, information, and local transport. Uranus brings sudden disruptive change. The AI communication breakthrough. We will experience a paradigm shift in human-computer interaction far beyond current large language models. Think direct neural interfaces or communication systems that render current smartphones obsolete. This will create both incredible opportunities for human connection and terrifying new avenues for propaganda and mental manipulation. The crisis of truth. With Uranus destabilizing Gemini, the very nature of facts and narrative will be in flux. We will see the rapid rise and fall of media platforms, deepfake crises that destabilize elections, and the emergence of hyper-local tribal information ecosystems that share no common reality. A key flashpoint for potential major conflict will be the Pluto opposition to the USA's natal sun in the late 2020s. The USA's Cancer sun represents its nurturing, protective identity. Pluto in Aquarius, opposing it from the house of collectives and technology, represents a transformative crisis to the American ego. This could manifest as a catastrophic failure of its social safety net, Cancer, a devastating attack on its digital infrastructure that exposes profound vulnerability, a final decisive internal struggle between its democratic ideals, Aquarius, and its insular tendencies, Cancer, potentially leading to a radical restructuring of the federal union. The later phase of this period, 2033 to 2040, will be defined by Pluto's final settlement in Aquarius and the Saturn-Pluto cycle. The Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Cancer, 2033, will be a moment of extreme national and global security crises, likely related to climate-induced mass migration and resource scarcity. Cancer rules food, water, and homeland. Governments will respond with severe restrictive policies, Saturn-Pluto, to secure borders and resources, leading to widespread humanitarian catastrophe. However, by the end of this period, the positive revolutionary potential of Pluto in Aquarius will begin to bear fruit. The chaotic dismantling of the 2020s will give way to the construction of new, more equitable systems in the 2030s. We will see the maturation of decentralized energy grids, AI-mediated resource distribution, and new forms of global post-national citizenship. The struggle will be between a top-down, technocratic, benevolent dictatorship and a grassroots, networked society. In conclusion, the years 2026 to 2040 represent a Saturnine threshold for humanity. We are crossing from the old world of institutional hierarchy into a new uncharted territory of digital collectivism. The passage will be marked by the death of outdated systems, fierce revolutionary struggle, and a profound crisis of identity and truth. It is a period that will demand immense resilience and ethical clarity, for the structures we build in the crucible of this plutonic fire will define the next 2 centuries of human history. The age of Aquarius is not one of simple peace and love. It is an age of radical and often violent freedom.